Back in September, Donald Trump floated an idea to Chief of Staff John Kelly to ask the Pentagon what it would take to come up with some kind of grand military parade for Washington, D.C., basically to show off our military might for the rest of the world. Well, here we are 5 months later, and Donald Trump has decided that we are absolutely going to follow through with his plan from September and go forward with these grand military-style parades in Washington, D.C., all to honor Donald Trump. There are several issues with this. The first is Donald Trump says he got the idea for this after he was in France for Bastille Day, and they did their parades, and they had their military out there marching, and it was a great show of patriotism. Well, Donald Trump needs to understand what Bastille Day is actually celebrating before he decides to bring it here to the United States. And I would venture a guess to say that Donald Trump was not actually inspired by France, but was more inspired by North Korea. All those parades we've seen on TV of them bringing their missiles down the streets and the population standing on either side of the road cheering for these giant missiles to take on the West. That's what Donald Trump is after here. That's what he wants to emulate. This has nothing to do with France. And as Bernie Sanders said, rather than emulate France's parades, why don't we emulate their healthcare system so that we can get every American citizen covered? The second big issue is the fact that this parade is expected to cost roughly $10 million, money that could be better spent in the United States on, well, anything at all. There is a endless list of things that could use a $10 million investment here in the United States. Instead, Donald Trump wants to use it to showcase our military, which in reality is just showcasing him as commander-in-chief. As Tammy Duckworth calls him, Cadet Bone Spurs wants to show the world what kind of military might we have, even though the guy never served a day in his life. And when he had the opportunity, he continued to get deferments because his feet hurt. And the most important thing that we should take away from Donald Trump's military parades is that this is what fascist regimes do. The focus on military might, the focus on what we have in terms of weaponry, that is fascism. Again, we see it in North Korea. We saw it in Germany in the 40s. Bulgaria, other countries throughout the world that live in not so great places with not so great leaders. That's what Donald Trump is emulating. That's what he wants to bring to the United States. And it is, by definition, 100% fascism. But that is exactly what Donald Trump wants. If you're thinking about subscribing to our channel, I strongly encourage you to do that. But if you're not thinking about subscribing, I would encourage you to start thinking about it, and then once you're thinking about it, actually go and do it. You can see the subscribe button right there on the screen, or if you're watching on a different platform, go to youtube.com/theringofFire.